Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. Having some coffee this morning. My name is John and I'm reviewing the self-titled album by Bullet for My Valentine, released on November 5th, 2021 through Spinefarm Records. So Bullet for My Valentine, they're a metal band from Wales. They formed in 1998. So the band is Matthew Tuck on lead vocals, rhythm and guitar, Michael Paget on lead guitar, backing vocals, Jason Beld on drums, and Jamie Mathias on bass and backing vocals. So this band released their debut album in 2005, and this is album number 7 for them. So I will say I'm new to the band. I know that their sound has evolved over time, but my impression of the band is that they sound a lot like Linkin Park, specifically from like the Hybrid Theory album. But you take out the hip hop and you take out the Mike Shinoda and you replace him with like a heavy, aggressive sound, maybe similar to like the band Slipknot. You know, that's kind of the impression I get of this band. So on this album, the band captures a 2000s nu metal style, while at the same time they turn up the heaviness a few notches. You know, I hear a Disturbed influence, but they do add a little more like that heaviness to that core sound. So I think the band is trying to reinvent themselves with this album. I know their last album, Gravity from 2018, got mixed reviews, and I think the band decided to release a self-titled album, kind of to show that they are, you know, have a new sound. They're turning up the heaviness. You know, it's a new album. So I think the vocals do stand out on this album. For me, the clean vocals do remind me a little of that like Chester Bennington, like I said before. But there are also some harsh vocals and some screams, giving this band a little more of an edge. I also think the guitar riffs are very heavy. They have like a very like distorted, like down-tuned sound, reminding me of that like 2000s metal. So the album has 10 songs. I'm only going to talk about my 5 favorite songs on the album. A lot of these were released as singles. So the first song of the album, and this was also a single, called Parasite. Now the intro starts with the sound of someone like changing radio stations. Kind of reminds me of like the intro to Detroit Rock City by Kiss. But the song takes about a minute and a half to finally start up and take off. But when the song does, comes right out the gate, has a fast drum beat, has aggressive vocals, some technical metal riffing. Vocal style reminds me a little of like Slipknot, kind of like the way he like speaks the vocals with the aggressive vocals, kind of like the way Corey Taylor does. And there are some clean vocals where, like I did say before, he sounds like Chester Bennington from the Hybrid Theory album. Next song is Knives, another single. This one starts out with some technical guitar riffs, and that alternates with the vocals in the first verse. Song has some heavy down-tuned riffs, bringing back that like 2000s nu metal sound. Matthew Tuck changes his vocal style often in the song, and it does make it kind of interesting. And the song also has some like harsh metal screams and some really chunky guitar riffs. Another song I liked was called No Happy Ever After. This one starts with a fast drum intro followed by some heavy riffs and almost go into like thrash metal territory in this one. The vocals in the first verse are very harsh, and the song has like a slight like Slipknot influence. You do hear the clean vocals in the chorus and some fast tremolo picking, and I really like the machine gun riffing in the middle of the song, so I think that's something that really stood out for me. Another song I liked was something that was a little different, called Bastards, and I liked it because it reminded me of that like 90s Ministry. It has those like chants in the intro, kind of like that song NWO. I thought the industrial metal sound kind of was a nice change of pace, but the song does have a little more of a 2000s nu metal sound, as most of the other songs. The vocals here are a little more melodic. There are some like futuristic sounds, and this is also probably one of the catchier songs on the album, but at the same time it still retains its heaviness. And the 5th song that I liked a lot was called Rainbow Veins. This one had more of like an alternative metal sounding intro with the clean guitars, followed by some heavy distorted guitars. This one has a slower pace than the others and a dark tone. And the song is probably a little more accessible, has maybe even like a slightly more radio-friendly sound. I can imagine the song being played on the radio in like the early 2000s, back when they were playing like Linkin Park and Nickelback and Korn on the radio all the time. The song does have some heavy parts towards the end, does some harsh vocals, so it's not like a commercial song. It's still heavy, but this was the one I did like. So in conclusion, I thought the album was very good. I am a fan of 2000s metal, and it did remind me a lot of bands I used to listen to, like, like I've been saying, Linkin Park, Disturbed, and even that band Edema, if anybody knows them. I also liked how they turned up the heaviness on most of the songs, as opposed to that like hip hop influence, that bands did have in the early 2000s. Thought the guitar riffs were very heavy. The songs did tend to sound the same at times, and the songs did get a little formulaic. And I like how they experimented a little with other metal genres, such as like thrash metal and industrial metal. As this band is new to me, it's kind of hard for me to compare this album to their previous album. So if anybody is a longtime fan of this band, please let me know. How does this compare to the other albums? Now for me, I'll give this album an 8 out of 10. I thought the songs were good. There really weren't any filler tracks here, and the album probably something that I will probably go back to from time to time. So up next, I will be doing some classic rock and metal reviews. I have Ozzy Osbourne, Die of a Madman, celebrating 40 years. Kiss the Elder, celebrating 40 years. Kiss Rock and Roll Over, celebrating 45 years. Motley Crue's Too Fast for Love, celebrating 40 years. So that's all. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Like I said before, this is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. Check out some of my other videos I have linked here, and I'll see you all in the next one. So if anyone's still watching, this is one of my white cats called Coco. She happened to be sitting over here, so I guess I'll just record a little video of her. So like I said, thanks for watching. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John, and please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.